Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Sam. Please make sure to hit subscribe down below for all the latest new car content. Today I'm checking out the Peugeot E-2008. First of all, a huge thanks to Guy Perry Peugeot in Barrow-in-Furness and to Mark for making this video possible. All their links are in the description down below, so do make sure to check them out. So today I'm checking out the E-2008. So it did receive this facelift that we see today in 2023. However, the trims have been revised for 2025, which I'll go through with you now. Now here we have the GT model. This used to be the top spec for the E-2008. However, it's now the mid spec as there's a new GT premium trim. So it goes as follows. As standard, you've got Allure, then you've got this GT, and then you've got the GT Premium. It used to be Active, Allure, and GT. So the GT Premium is a new trim for 2025. That adds some 18-inch black wheels, which do look really nice. I'll move on to those in a little while. It also adds the Alcantara interior, which is excellent. But Allure, as standard, comes with a lot of great equipment, parking sensors, and they've all got the same powertrain as well, with the 154 brake horsepower motor up from 134. So starting with the exterior design of the E-2008, and I think Peugeot have done an excellent job. On the facelift, I wasn't sure about the new daytime running lights at first. They look very chunky, but I've grown to really like this design. I think they look excellent. They're inspired by the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar, so they do look really good, and they're always on for your daytime running lights. Indicators though are a little bit less exciting. I'll show you those now. As you can see, they're still LEDs, but a little bit small, and it would have been nice for them to implement it into these lights down here. I think that would have looked really cool, but not too bad. And you do get LED headlights from GT and above, so I'll turn the headlights on to see those. So the LED headlights do look really good as well. Very smart look on the vehicle. As does this grille, which is in the body colour. That looks really nice, kind of blending into the vehicle really nicely. And then you've got the new darker grey badging, and of course the new Peugeot logo, which looks so much better than the previous one in my opinion. Not everyone loves it, but I really like it. Also, front and rear parking sensors are now standard, which is excellent to see across the range. So that beats a lot of competitors, including the Citroen EC4, which comes as standard with just rear sensors. So does the Puma Gen E. And you've got the nice clean plate holder, no bulky black plastic plate holders that you see on a lot of Chinese vehicles. So the front end is very smart. There's a total choice of 6 different exterior colours to choose from on the E-2008. If you go for the Allure, it's all one body colour, including the roof. GT and GT Premium include the contrasting black roof free of charge, which looks great. The standard colour is this, the Obsession Blue. It's safe to say it's my favourite Peugeot colour and probably one of my all-time favourite car colours, full stop. It's a tealy colour, so it's got blue and green in it, and it is beautiful. It's called Obsession Blue, and I'm pretty obsessed with it, so it suits the name definitely. That's free of charge, so it's an easy choice for me, looking the best and being free. Optional paintwork starts at £750. You've got Oconite White for a very clean look, Nera Black for a very sleek look overall, Cumulus Grey, which is more of a light silvery grey colour. We've also got the new Selenium Grey, which is a darker grey. That should be quite popular for that stealthy look. And last but not least, you've got the Elixir Red, which is £950, so your premium optional paintwork. So nice choice of colours there, but an easy choice for me would be Obsession Blue, free of charge, and it looks incredible on the car. But let me know in the comments down below, which colour would you pick for the E-2008, or which colour have you chosen for your car? Wheels on the E-2008 now range between 17 and 18 inches, as the steel wheels have gone the 16 inches, so that's great to see. Now as standard, you get these 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels on the Allure and the GT model. They look really cool and they're quite unique. I've seen a lot of these wheels around, and they remind me of like a buckle or a clip. They look like they're going to fold in like that or flip out. It looks really quite cool, like a hinge almost, so that's quite cool, or a butterfly, or even like a spider. Kind of reminds me of a spider. So they're very unique and quite different. My favourite though are the 18-inch Avisa alloy wheels in the Black Mist diamond cut. They look excellent. They're standard on GT Premium. If you do want to opt for them on GT, they're £250 optional extra, which is really reasonable. You can't opt for them on the Allure model though, but they look excellent. So just 2 choices of alloy wheel now, which makes it very simple. To the side of the vehicle, that almost bow tie shape continues with these sharp creases, which is the same as on the pre-facelift. So that looks excellent. They're not changed much, it's just a tweak, so the body panels are the same, but I think they look fantastic, very abstract, and it's got that nice chunky boxy SUV look, which a lot of people like. It's definitely more SUV-like than the MOKKA, which this shares its platform with, and more SUV looking than the Puma Gen E as well. So it sits that bit higher up and has that chunky feel, which a lot of people really like. To the rear of the car, again, styling is quite similar to the pre-facelift. You got Peugeot spelled out across the back and no badge, but it looks really good. It looks very premium, and the lights have changed slightly, but they look very sleek and smart. You've still got this big chunky black plastic bumper which does protrude quite a bit, but it's kind of disguised with this bit of satin chrome. So it does look quite nice, but not everyone is going to love the look of that. You've got this bit of gloss black here and the rear camera now integrated into there. It looks quite smart overall. A proper rear wiper as well, which is nice, and then your sensors just there. No fake exhaust. It looks really good, very smart, and pretty similar to what we've seen before from Peugeot. It's now got 154 brake horsepower instead of 134 brake horsepower. So that gets you from 0 to 62 in 9.1 seconds. It was closer to 10 seconds with the previous motor. So that's good. And it's also got a bigger 54 kilowatt hour battery. Got an official WLTP range of 248 miles. About average for this class of vehicle. It is quite efficient, especially that it's built on a petrol platform. It's really quite good, and you don't really sacrifice much space inside, which we'll move on to in a little bit. The Peugeot i cockpit's quite cool as well. It's not the brand new one that you see in the 3008 and 5008, but it's still really good, and it's got the 3D effect, which works even with my glasses. The only thing I will say is, I'm sure you know this, with the Peugeot steering wheel setup, etc., it can block the dials. Definitely test drive it and see what you think. You can normally adjust the seat and the steering wheel and get the right position. But it is quite fun, the little Peugeot steering wheel. It makes it feel quite sporty, nippy. It is really easy as well around town. If you're doing tight turns, you can just quickly whip the car around. You do have your different drive modes here. So you've got normal, eco and sport mode as well. Feel the acceleration dull a bit when you put it back into a normal mode or eco. That's just when you first change the setting. When you get used to it, it's not too bad. The accelerator is nice and lightweight as well, so that's good. Regen braking, there's only one mode, so you can only have B mode on or B mode off. So with B mode on, I'll show you in a minute when we come to slow down. Kind of a medium strength. In some ways, it's good that you don't have loads of levels because it can be a bit overwhelming. In the Kia and Hyundai group vehicles, I quite like it to have all that level of control, but sometimes it overcomplicates things and it's just easier just to have it on or off. So that makes sense with the Peugeots. If you take it off B mode, it's just going to coast kind of. It still does its regen a little bit, but just not as much. If I put it in B now, nothing behind me, I'm just going to see how slow it goes. Oh, 360 sensors, this is a very good thing to have. Okay, so it creeps along at 5 miles an hour. It doesn't go to a complete stop. Like the other Stellantis vehicles, they generally don't go to a complete stop or have auto hold, which is a bit of a shame. So the Renault 5 wins in that aspect because it's got auto hold on the handbrake, which is nice. But this definitely feels more of a substantial car than that car. So it's a bit more refined, quieter. I can't really hear any rattles or squeaks or anything. There was a rattle in the door card of the Renault 5. So this feels a little bit more premium than that vehicle. But of course, is quite a bit more expensive. Foot down, whee! Yeah, it's good fun. It's pretty nippy. And it's got that nice thing about it where it just feels like a normal car that's made electric. So a lot of cars do that really well. Even some premium car brands that are doing that, like the i4 is based on the petrol model, and people really love it for the driving dynamics, etc. and familiarity, and this has that as well, so it doesn't feel dissimilar to the petrol model inside. There is also a self-charging hybrid model now, so there's kind of something for everyone, which is quite nice to see in a range. The dead pedal is in such a good place as well. Quite often in cars, I know it's a smaller car, but they can still be very far away, the dead pedal, and not very comfortable, and you end up resting your foot on the ground. This is very comfortable, so they've done a great job here. The brake and accelerator are close together, as you see in most French vehicles, but I don't find this a problem. I'm wearing quite wide shoes today, and it's not an issue. I'm not catching the brake pedal. It's reading 69%, 166 miles as well. So I'll put that up on the screen what that works out to for the full range, but that's pretty close, I think. Let's take a look under the bonnet of the E-2008. Nice and lightweight. It's not on hydraulics, but like I say, lightweight, which is good. Under here, you'll find your electric engine, essentially. It's made in Europe, the vehicle, which is nice to see. We've seen a lot of Chinese vehicles, and it's not miles away from the price of those vehicles. It is a bit more expensive, though. You've now got 154 brake horsepower instead of 134 brake horsepower, and a bigger battery as well. So it's a 54 kilowatt hour net battery. That gives you official WLTP mileage of up to 248 miles. In the real world, you'll be looking more at 220 to 230, and in the winter, if you don't have a heat pump, it'll be closer to 190 to 200. So that's not too bad, and to be fair, for this sort of class of car, that's about bang on the money of what they're all kind of doing. If you do want longer range, you'll have to go for a different manufacturer or for one of Peugeot's larger vehicles. Heat pump is definitely something I'd go for. It's £400 on Allure and GT models, and on GT Premium it's a standard feature, which is really nice to see included. The winter range can be 10 to 20% less, but if you get the heat pump, that's definitely going to help. Charging the E-2008 is very easy. It's placed in the same place as the petrol flat, which is nice. I like it at the rear of the vehicle. It can fast charge up to 100 kilowatts. That means 20 to 80% can be done in just 26 minutes, which isn't too bad at all. 7 kilowatt charging to fully charge it, it'll take 8 hours and 15 minutes, and you can upgrade to an 11 kilowatt charger as well. You have to pay £360 to let it do 11 kilowatts, and that means you'll be able to fully charge it in under 5 hours, which is nice, a nice little boost up there. So that's not bad at all, and as you can see, very easy to access on the vehicle. You can opt for a heat pump as well. I definitely recommend going for that to increase your efficiency. And the 11 kilowatt charging, it's up to you. If you're mostly charging overnight anyway, it's not a big benefit getting the 11 kilowatt upgraded charging, but it might be something to consider. 154 brake horsepower for a small SUV is, you know, it's pretty good. It's about 1.6 tons as well, so very similar to the EC4, for example. So that's just a bit heavier than a Volkswagen Golf petrol model. That's pretty good. The actual physical brakes, they've kind of got a little bit of spongy feeling that you get from some electric and hybrid vehicles, but they're not too bad, especially when you apply a bit more pressure to them. You can really feel the physical brakes. Foot down, whee, it does fly. The grip's been good as well. It is a very dry, sunny day, so set it up nicely. It doesn't feel like there's too much torque or power for the wheels to handle. It's front wheel drive, so that's nice. Obviously, having all that torque to the wheels on a wet day on an EV, you're likely going to have a little bit of wheel spin at least. In the dry, having no wheel spin is positive. Off the accelerator now, this is just regen, slows down nicely. And you can recoup a lot of that energy back. Look at that, no braking. That's good. It does feel a little bit stronger than the EC4 regen. And then you will have to use your foot brake. So you don't have full one pedal drive, and it's kind of halfway there. Unfortunately, like the EC4, it does have an electronic handbrake, but it doesn't have auto hold, which I do wish they'd implemented. It holds the car for about 2 seconds on a hill, but doesn't hold it indefinitely. No wheel spin, very good. I thought flat to the ground then on a hill. Quite often electric vehicles will skip along then, but that didn't, that was great. You've got good tyres on there as well, so that really helps. It's got more grip than the Gen 8. It rolls a little bit in the corners, but obviously you've got batteries in the floor, so that'll help with the centre of gravity. Suspension's nice and smooth. This is on 17-inch alloys, and it feels quite supple to ride. Not as smooth as the EC4, which I reviewed recently. If you want to watch that video, you can click up there. This is very comfortable, but a little bit more engaging. The suspension does feel very forgiving on these 17s. And if you do go for the GT Premium, or you can opt for 18 inches on the GT model, you're going to have a bit more of a sportier ride, and you will have a little bit less roll then. You will just eat into your miles a bit more though with bigger wheels. But it's not awful. It's definitely more composed than the EC4, which definitely has more of that kind of comfy, squishy ride, which is a bit more jelly on a plate when you go around a corner. This is a little bit tighter, especially for like town and city driving. It's quite fun. Feels quite nimble. A lot of people are really going to like the high bonnet as well, so it's quite a square shaped bonnet like you'd get in a Honda HR-V, also like a Mini Countryman for example. It's got that vibe, so The A-pillar is very upright and the bonnet is very high. A lot of people like that so they can see over the bonnet. They have more of a commanding driving position. It feels nice and narrow as well. So again, that's going to help nipping through town and cities, because some cars are quite big now. It's just generally quite quiet as well. Nice. Definitely quieter than the EC3, so that's good to know. Quieter than the Renault 5 as well. So if you want something a little bit more substantial than those small electric vehicles, this will definitely do the job. Especially for motorway driving and things like that, you might want something a little bit more solid feeling. This definitely provides that. Traffic sign recognition. Luckily on the Peugeot it's quite subtle how it tells you speeding. You know, because the thing flashes red, but it just goes doo-doo, doo-doo. It's not as invasive as a lot of other vehicles, especially Chinese cars, which can start screaming at you, and it can be more distracting and dangerous, right? These are meant to be safety features, so they've done a great job of just alerting your attention to what the issue is, and then you can deal with that. But it's not screaming at you or really irritating. It doesn't annoy me anyway. Again, the only thing really missing is that auto hold feature. A brake hold function would be really nice. I don't think it would be hard for them to implement into the car. I think it would just be a really nice help and just make the driving experience altogether that bit better. So inside the E-2008, this is kind of the show-stopping thing about the vehicle, is the interior. Not everyone likes the Peugeot interior. I do quite like it. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle to get the right position the first few minutes, to be able to see the dials and not blocked by the steering wheel, but once you get comfortable it's quite nice. This 10-inch screen is standard across the range, really good, and then you've got these little piano keys down here to quickly access all the shortcuts. You've got your speed on there, and then you've got your power where it goes to charge, eco or power. 10-inch screen here as well with your rear cameras down on GT and above. The GT Premium gives you the front camera, which you can get in the driver's assistance pack as well. There is another very cool thing with the rear camera as well. When you get closer to something, you'll see in a minute, it gives you like a top-down view, which is really good. So you get closer to something, lower. You go. It gives you this overview there. The Renault 5 does the same. It's really good, so you can see exactly how far you are away from something, which is excellent. If you do go the GT Premium, you'll also get a front camera, which will help you further with parking. It is quite easy to use the Peugeot system as well, so that's fine. It's quite a dark system. Not everyone will like that, but I think it's fine. I was looking for navigation. That's standard on GT Premium again. But you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, as you can see, mirror screen, USB or wirelessly. So you can do wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is excellent to see. That's really great. These shortcuts are nice as well, even for your climate control. You can just press that one and then you've got that there. You can do this, off, on, etc. And that's quite good. The auto is actually very good on this. Lots of cars you put the auto climate control on and I don't know, it just blasts it at you or doesn't do enough. I have not touched the climate control because it's just kept me a comfortable temperature, so I haven't had to move anything at all. In here you've got a little space for your mobile phone. That's nice. You do have quite a bit of gloss black, which I'm not a big fan of because it does pick up quite a bit of dust, but luckily it's in quite a good place where it is down there rather than being high up where it's going to glare. It's got quite a lot of standard features as well, like the front and rear sensors, as I say. GT adds the rear view camera, and then the GT Premium's got the driver's assistance pack, which includes your blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and you've got a front camera on that vehicle as well. You can opt for that. Another option on the vehicle is you can have the Celio panoramic glass roof. That's quite nice, especially as you've got a dark headlining. However, it is quite a tall roof anyway, so you don't feel too claustrophobic in here. That's £750. It's openable one. It would be quite a nice feature to have on the vehicle. I could see why people would opt for that. Seats on the vehicle. As standard, they're full cloth on the Allure model. Going up to this GT, you get these sport seats with really good bolstering, which is excellent for viewing around twisty corners and just to keep you comfortable on longer journeys. Cloth and then the part leather, which looks really nice, and then leather on the side bolsters, which is really good and will help the longevity and wear and tear on the vehicle as well. And then top of the range GT Premium, you've got the full Alcantara seats, which look fantastic. I've sat in a 208 with the Alcantara and it feels very premium. Such a nice feature. You can add that to the GT model for £500, but these are really nice anyway, the standard GT seats. They're not heated. You do have to go for the Alcantara seats to get heating, unfortunately. It will be nice to have heated seats as standard because that definitely helps your range as well, and a heated windscreen is not on the vehicle like what you get in the Citroen models. Some really nice ambient lighting as well, which is nice to have on the vehicle. It just feels nice and premium. I love the lime stitching, which looks great. All of this is great quality materials, really squidgy, really nice. Nice facing towards you, the screen as well, and then the sporty little steering wheel, which is always good fun. So I really like that. Your glove box is half a glove box, but that's not really a massive deal. I think everyone's kind of got used to that on Peugeots now. Doesn't really matter. You've got a really nice comfortable armrest as well, with a bit of extra space in there and a little pocket there, which is nice and handy. So that's great. 2 cup holders as well, a smaller one for a bottle and a bigger one as well, so that's great. Yeah, it's quite good, the cabin. I think it just feels a cut above quite a lot of competitors and quite unique, so they've done a good job there, Peugeot. Now let's take a look at the boot space on the E2008. Here we go. And you find 434 litres of space here, which is really impressive. You've got this height adjustable boot floor as well, your cable. Underneath there, you've got space for your tyre inflation kit and those little clips to keep the boot floor up, which is very practical. It's not the biggest in the class. The Ford Puma Gen E has a bigger boot, as does the Kia EV3. However, the EV3 is a bigger car. This is bigger than a lot of rivals, most. It's near the top end for space, which is excellent. It's bigger than the Citroen EC4 with 380 litres, and it's bigger than the related Jeep Avenger as well, which has only 355 litres. So at 434 litres, very impressive. It's the same as the petrol model, so they've done a great job there with the space. You can see very practical. Look how they valeted this with the lines as well. Top job. Unfortunately, you don't get any 12-volt socket in the boot. Quite like the tailgate, you've got these 2 handles inside to shut it like so. You can see there the rear seats don't fold completely flat. They have a bit of a slope, but not too bad at all. As I say, the boot's a really nice square, practical shape, so that's really good. A lot of electric SUVs shrink the boot and it can be sometimes unusable, so very well done. And what about the rear practicality on the E2008? Well, you've got quite a lot of room. Leg room, this is set up to my driving position. I'm about 5'8", and I've got quite a bit of knee room, not bad at all. And headroom is one of the best in class, so that's excellent. You've got more space in the back of here than what you get in a Nissan Juke, so that's great. Really nice and spacious. It's obviously going to give you more space than those smaller EVs as well, like the Fiat 500 electric, the Renault 5 and the Mini Cooper electric. And sometimes it's not that much more expensive than those vehicles, depending, because those can get expensive with the higher trims. You don't have a central armrest, but that's quite common for a small electric vehicle especially, so that's not bad. You've still got premium feeling materials in the back, so you've still got this padded section with the lime stitching, which is really nice and sporty. A bit cheaper than the front materials, but not really a big massive deal. You've got electric windows which go down far enough, not all the way down, but that's fine. You've got a USB-A and a USB-C back here to keep everyone happy, and you've got net pockets on the back of both seats. How's the middle seat? Do you have a hump in the floor? You have to put your feet on each side of that. Very comfortable middle seat though. The lack of central armrest means the middle seat's very comfortable, like in the Puma Gen E that has a very comfortable middle seat. Really good. So if you are looking at a car that can actually fit the family in, being a small electric SUV, this does a great job at that. I also really love the concealed ISOFIX points with the zips. They might be a bit of a faff if you need to always take seats in and out, but obviously if you have the seat always in, it's fine. And then if you never use them like me, you can just have them zipped and nicely clean, tucked out the way, which is great. Unfortunately though, there's no ISOFIX on the front passenger seat, which you can get on some other Peugeot models. Headrests are nice and comfortable in the back as well, so that's an important feature. 3 adults could sit comfortably in the back of here. You don't have any climate through to the back, but it's a small vehicle, so that's normal. And you do have plenty of speakers, as you can see. You've got 2 speakers each in the back, so really good sound system. Even with the dark headlining and tinted windows, it's nice and bright in here, so thumbs up. Practicality in the back, very good for families. So then, the Peugeot E2008, what do I think? Well, if you're looking for an electric vehicle which is easy to live with, I think the E2008 is definitely a good option. It's nice and smooth to drive and it gives you that instant torque that you expect from an EV. Surprisingly, actually, it is quite nippy. Styled really nicely as well. Of course, that is subjective, but I think it looks fantastic. A really nice update from the pre-facelifted model, and nice that in 2025 you have the addition of the GT Premium model. It's not perfect, there is other models with a longer range. I would have also really loved to see auto hold, like we see it missing from Citroens as well. Hopefully Stellantis bring that as standard on more models in the future, because it is nice when you have electronic handbrake for that smooth driving experience. You've also not got full one pedal driving mode. Overall though, it feels solid, it's quiet, it's refined, it's a pretty decent package. Especially if you're an EV skeptic and are not sure about all the tech, etc. This is quite user friendly. I didn't touch the climate control once because the auto climate control was so good, it kept me at a comfortable temperature without me needing to change anything. There is quite a few competitors out there now, but I think if you're looking for the Goldilocks car, if you like, not too big, not too small, nice and practical, the E-2008 ticks most of those boxes. Thanks again to Guy Perry, Peugeot and Baron Furnace for making this video possible. I made a few Citroen reviews here as well. Do make sure to check them out in the description down below and see what offers they've currently got on the range. I've seen quite a few of these vehicles around. They are a popular choice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in my next one.